Coach, what's going on?
Ness, what's good with you? How's everything?
Everything is great. Actually, the fact that we couldn't get you when we first contacted you made it even better because we just seen the news on Boxing News. Zhang did a live interview and he said he signed his side of the contract for the Wilder fight. So it's really up to Wilder as to whether or not we get this fight on the undercard of Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. I guess we're going to start with Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year, man. I'm good, man. Staying blessed. You know me, keeping a low profile. That's how we do it over here.
Sure.
You know.
Happy to see you doing well. And
How's everything with you?
can't call it, man. Just grinding.
Yeah, I feel you.
But do you believe Wilder takes the fight, or do you think his team just says Zhang's all wrong for you? Now, I actually, I can find a way to see Wilder still as the A side because he's the name. I see Wilder as the younger fighter, more athletic, and on paper, he has allegedly the, one punch knockout power. So it seems like things are in his favor, but, there's the narrative that he's on the decline and that your fighter, Big Bang Zhang, is on trajectory up, coming off of two big knockouts, arguably, in my opinion, certainly beat Hergovich. So it is a dangerous fight. What do you think Team Wilder does?
Um, what other choices do they have? My opinion going into the fight. I think, like, I still think he's dangerous. I'm not one of those people that's. I think he had a very bad performance against Joseph Parker, which, by the way, Joseph Parker turned down Jalea already. Um,
Hmm.
but um, but yeah, I still think Wilder's a dangerous fighter. I think that he went back to the tapes and he's seen how he looked, and probably disappointed. And I think he'll try to bring it to Jaleh. So I think he was accept the fight, hoping that he don't price himself out. So let's see what happens.
So we've had plenty of callers call in, some even trainers, and they believe that this fight is easier for Wilder because, like Joseph Parker was smaller and can get under the right hand, Gillet is a lot bigger and southpaw, so he's allegedly lined up for the right hand. What's your counter to that?
I mean, they said the same thing about Herkovich, no? Exactly the same thing. Herkovich was a big puncher. He was a boogeyman. Herkovich is the man that nobody else wanted to fight, and Jaleh took it right to him. Jaleh since then gotten better. He improved his confidence, everything about his style. And there's, like I said, there's a lot more to Jaleh than people even see or notice. Jaleh is a hard worker. He's dedicated. Um, I'm not one of those people that are gonna keep talking about it all the time. I'd rather show and prove. That's why we willing to fight any one of these guys in the division. They know it. Deontay Wilder himself knows it. Yeah, he got a big right hand. He's athletic. He's tall. He has long reach. But in my opinion, everybody in the division is heavy-handed when you got those 10-ounce gloves on. So we're not underestimating Deontay Wilder. Not even after this last performance, I actually think he'll be more dangerous going into this next fight because he has a point to prove. You know, um, but we'll see what happens. I like any trainer that thinks that Jaleh is going to lose this fight. It's just show you how smart they are.
Mm. Um, your fighter outweighs Tyson Fury heaviest fight versus Wilder by 10 pounds. Um, do you foresee if the fight gets made, Big Bang coming back in at 287? And would that be the plan? Because obviously Fury added weight after the first fight and dominated the two last fights. Obviously, I don't dominated maybe a stretch because Wilder still got some knockdowns, but You know,
I
he
was about to
won.
say that. Yeah, yeah. I was just about to say that. Wilder dropped him like twice, right? I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember
So
the
dominated
fight, but
probably
yeah,
a stretch, but he certainly got the knockouts in both of those in the seventh and I think 11th.
yeah. Um, wherever Jalay wants to come in at, he comes in at, as long as he's in shape. I'm not concerned about those numbers. I'm not concerned about the weight. I do know that Wilder, he came in heavier in those fights, and he came in at 213 in his last fight. Um, so we'll see what it is. Jalay's going to be fast. He's going to be sharp. He's going to have his footwork down. He's going to have his punch power. Everything's going to be there. You know, Jalay's going to be ready for that fight. We've been ready for that fight for years. We wanted that fight going in. We wanted the Joshua fight. We wanted all these other fights. But like, I just want people to start to understand that Jalay's about this life. He want all the work. He want all the smoke. Um, and we're ready for this fight.
You don't think
If
Wilder's look?
Wilder, I'm not worried about Wilder. I'm worried about Jalay. I know what Jalay mind frame is. I know that Wilder is a big enough risk that Jalay is not going to take him lightly, and he's going to understand all the possibilities that goes into the fight. Jalay wants to fight because it's a dangerous fight. Not like these other guys, like they're taking the easiest fight possible to try to make their way to get to where they at. Jalay wants to fight. He's competitive. He's a competitor. So that's what it comes down to. He's going to compete.
Was that a shot at Joseph Parker?
That's a shot at everybody. That turns Jalay down. Um,
But
Joseph Parker,
specifically
Anthony Joshua.
Parker, because I mean he did just beat Wilder, so he's looking at it
Yeah.
like, man, I just fought one monster. Don't I deserve something? You're gonna like, do I really
Why you,
deserve to
yo,
fight another
Ness,
monster?
Ness, why you giving him a pass like that?
I'm not.
Why are these guys giving all these fighters pass? Like, I fought this guy, so why I gotta fight this guy? Like, why does these superstars and the biggest name in the sports get a pass on fighting and like good fights? Last year we had a series of great fights going
I
on.
just think that the
Let's keep that
Wilder-Zhang fight
tradition.
is a better fight. That's all.
Yo,
I
I
just think
take it. I can take.
I
Yeah,
mean I don't. I really never thought of Parker Zhang. It
yeah,
just never
yeah,
crossed my mind.
yeah.
And Zhang Wilder Zhang, it just sounds
Yes,
so
it's
much
TNT.
better.
It's
Exactly.
TNT. Yeah, I
Yes.
feel you. I feel you. I love the fight. I love the fight. I love the smoke. We know Wilder's going to come in confident. We know Malik Scott is going to come in confident. We know Malik. Shout out to Malik Scott too. That's my guy. I think everybody's too hard on him right now, but
You're gonna call. Oh shit, that was me.
the boxing.
We got you?
I'm here. Can you hear
All
me?
right. Yes.
Okay. Did you lose me?
I lost you for 10 seconds if you want to just double back.
Where do you miss me on? I was just saying that I hope these guys just take the fight, make great fights. Deontay Wilder is an exciting fighter. He's still competitive. Um, he's still out. Like, it's a fight that people want to see when it comes down to it. I don't like the fact that fighters are try to avoid each other, just save their career when it comes. Listen, let's make good fights, make great fights. So I'm hoping that he doesn't price himself out
For
for
sure.
this fight and make a good fight. You know.
Man, I hope he doesn't price himself out either. They have reported that if you guys don't fight each other, you will be on this card in separate bouts. Are you
Uh-huh.
happy with your backup opponent for your fighter? You don't got to
We
tell
don't
me
know who's
who
our
it
backup
is.
opponent.
What?
Yeah. Meaning like we have a couple of ideas who's going to be when it comes down to it, but we want Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Like,
I
give us a
get
Deontay
that,
Wilder fight.
but will we be disappointed? Like, I mean, obviously we'll be disappointed, but would we be like, would we be mad as hell if Wilder doesn't take it, or what's on the backup still is a decent fight for you and your team?
Who would you want to see other than Wilder? Honestly,
I mean, based off the people that've been fighting in Saudi or just in general.
In Saudi, general, like what, like, yeah, who would you want to say?
I mean, in Saudi,
Like,
he's the WBO interim. He can't get AJ, can't get Usyk and Fury. So I mean, Daniel Dubois just got a big win. Martin Bakoli
yeah,
won
I'll
on the
take that.
Martin Bakoli won on the last card. Um,
Right, right.
depending, depending, I guess how much they giving y'all, and they willing to bring Big Baby back. You guys are familiar with him. I think it's still a fun fight. It'll give Zhang activity because there's a rematch clause in the Fury Usyk too, both ways.
Yeah, I
So
know that. Listen, that boy, they doing these number ones dirty. Like when they all these rematch clauses and everything else. Herkovich been waiting for a title shot for like 2 years already. It's to me it's just crazy how they have. They, I know they're big names and stuff like that, but they put in rematch clauses in there. This is avoiding the rest of the pack. Like I said, Jalay wants to fight. He's competitive. He's active. Jalay's
Hergovich
in the gym,
rematch.
reworking.
Hergovich just got one off,
Yeah,
and he fought nobody. Fucking Mark Diamori, and we won that fight. He owes me money, man. We won that fight. They robbed us. That's a good rematch.
yeah. The battles are the number ones. Like I listen, man. I'm for all of it, man. It all comes down to what these guys want to do. Like,
Is
I'm
Dylan White in
confident.
the
I'm really
mix,
confident
coach?
in what. Um, that's Matchroom, right? The Matchroom don't want to match Jalay up or none of the guys. We was with them. They didn't want to match us up with any one of
Yeah,
those
but that was
guys when we was with
Matchroom.
them. So
That was
obviously,
Matchroom when it was their money. If we talking Saudi money, is different.
yeah. So they doing crazy things. Like, listen, man, we're not ducking anybody. Ness. I promise you. You know me from the very beginning. I've been saying the same thing. We want all the smoke. We've been calling everybody out since 2017. We wasn't getting the opportunity to do these things. We right now where I'm at right now, I'm just sitting down waiting. We're training. We're in the gym every single day.
What about
Jalay's working
Chisora? He's
hard.
been
He's
begging
working.
for that fight. Is he too far
Yeah,
behind for you? Do you want to keep him with more top names, top 5, top 10 names?
I want to say, listen, I think at this point right now, while we're waiting, anybody's a possibility. I don't
Okay.
want to, I don't want to be like one of those guys. I don't want to be one of those guys that be like, okay, I'm not going to fight this guy. And listen, he's a name. If he a
All
big
right, well,
enough name, if there's
coach,
enough interest.
if
Yeah.
Wilder don't take it, ask Turkey El Sheikh to give you Manuel Charr, man. Let's get another belt. Now he got the WBO interim and the WBA.
How old is Manuel Char?
Nah,
That's the one that fought
he
for the
old, but you gonna have to get him out of there. I mean,
Yeah,
Zhang ain't a spring
yeah.
chicken either. He 40, about to turn 41 in May.
He's a young 40. I know that sounds like I know that's a cliche. I know that's the cliche, but man, that man be putting in work. He look fresh in the gym. I'm looking at him like, Jalay, what's going on with you? He's having fun. He loves the spotlight. He loves competing in front of people. He fights for the pride of China. He doing a lot of different things right now, and he just wanna he's motivated. And he's not slowing down. Um, Listen, I try not to say too much like when it comes to like strategies and what we're doing in the gym. I'm not one of those coaches because there's a lot of coaches out there that want to show how smart they are. I don't need to do that. My work shows them. It shows them what Jalay's doing and what other fighters I'm working with. Um, but listen. I
You
want
got
to
any
fight. I want to make the
68
fight.
pounders? Don't you got?
Of
Did that
course,
guy
no.
retire?
Fan Long, yeah, he went back to the amateur program in China
Ah,
because yeah, it's after the John Pascal fight it left a bad taste in his mouth, and then he couldn't get another fight after that. So he was like, you know what, I'm tired. I'm gonna go back. They made him a good deal over there in China. I'm happy he's back with his family. He was really missing his wife and daughter. So I wish him nothing but the best. Like really, I really do. You know.
um, what about my guy, man? I know people ain't gonna love me for this recommendation, but I got a big heart. Johnny Rice. He beat Guido Villanella, and they just didn't offer him enough to take the Jared Anderson fight. But he's been out the ring for a minute.
Personally, personally, I'm not
Thinking of
interested in
Rice.
Jonathan Wright. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not no disrespect to him at all.
Nah, for
I'm just
sure.
not really thinking about him at all. Yeah,
Hey, I'm
you
just
know.
doing my job, keeping
Uh,
his name out there.
nah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Um, but
That's not a
what,
bad tune-up for
what Detroit?
Jonathan Five. They want to bring Junior Five back. I said Jonathan Five, but Junior Five back.
Yeah, yeah, Junior Fought. Yeah, but he got starched like bad. Like we wanted to fight him when he was undefeated.
Ooh, I
We was
got it,
trying to get that
coach.
fight, make that fight happen.
I got
Who's
it.
that?
And they already rocking with them. Top ranks FA. Ooh.
Yeah, we was trying to get that fight. There's issues with that fight. It's not going to happen. We tried that fight already.
Even with Saudi
I don't want to
money.
go into that I don't want to go in that personal business, but yeah, we was trying to get that fight, but
Uh,
it's nothing. It's not like he don't want to fight either, but he was going through some other stuff, so that's just that.
okay. Okay,
I
that
don't, I
management
don't, but
team.
yeah, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to
No,
tell that
I
man
mean you
business. They're
already
not
said
talking
it. We
about
heard it. We heard it. It's all good. We heard it.
it.
Nah,
Yeah,
but coach, I ain't
but
gonna
it's
hold you up
but
any longer. I think that's pretty much it, man. I'm
uh,
super excited for you guys. I'm happy that your
thank you,
fighter
man.
has signed. I'm happy that Saudi Arabia has shown interest, and like to know you guys personally, to see you getting these opportunities that are life changing. Just
Yeah,
amen to that. Blessings to you guys. Keep working. Oh, last one though.
yeah.
How big of a difference do you think the change in strength conditioning trainers were? I'm not looking for you to dog the last one. Just need to know if that was the key difference because, he is looking better.
Um, I would say I'm not comparing the two. I love Scooter and I love Veronica. So you're not going to get an answer out of me at all when it comes to those kind of things. Um, I'm going to say that Jalay's just a student of the game, and then and his his opponents are harder and more difficult. And when he's fighting these type of guys, he know how to rise to the occasion. The game plans out. He's not one of those guys under the bright lights to fold under the bright lights. He loves it. He embraces it, and then he comes out and he does and he has tunnel vision. He's not gonna get distracted by the fans booing or cheering or not. He's focused on what he needs to do. That's to me that's the biggest difference. His opposition shot up and he and is out there, so he's ready for all the smoke.
Super last one. I'm sorry. I know you were a fighter.
Wow, don't worry about it.
And
Yeah.
you've had to make weight yourself. We've got a little ongoing conversation here because people, they're mad that their favorite fighters lost and that Devin Haney weighed 165 on fight night for a fight
Right.
at 140. So people
Right.
want to revert to the past. They're saying that the answer to fix things like this is to go to same day weigh-ins. You're older than me. You're a historian. You were a former champ. You were a fighter. You weighed in.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
better? Because now you're a trainer. What do you want to see
Yeah.
boxing do? Do we revert and go to same day weigh-ins to try to control weight bullying or whatever people want to call this rehydration? Or is it fair? He made the weight. He's allowed to weigh what he weighs.
It's fair. Um, I can see both sides of the argument, but it's fair. We want the fighters coming as strong as possible. Like in the amateurs, they have the same day weigh-ins, and so you got to be more closer to that weight. But for me, it doesn't matter at that point in time. Because it could be having the opposite effect too. Like if you make weight the day before and then you blow up, you could be sluggish on the next day if you blow up the wrong way. So it could have, so there could be a different type of effect to that. I always thought that they should start moving some weight classes up and down. Like for example, maybe take out the 140 weight class and just leave it 140, 147. Move the 135 up a little bit to like 138. Um, or take out 135 and leave 130. I just think there's too many weight classes involved. The light heavyweight division and cruiserweight division, that's unfair for the most part, because for the light heavyweight to move up to cruiserweight, that's somebody that's weighing like when I won my two cruiserweight titles as a fighter, I won the NABA and the IBC cruiserweight title. I was weighing at 190 pounds going into these fights, and these guys are coming down from 200 215, 220 pounds to make 200 pounds, and in the day to weigh in, they shoot back up to 215. You know what I mean? That was pretty unfair, but I'm not really moving that weight when it comes down. That does make sense to you?
Absolutely.
Right? So I just so as I'm thinking about it more, maybe they should bring back the same day weigh-in too. That works too. So you don't have the big disadvantage. But I never complained about it when I was a cruiserweight. I just went back down to light heavyweight to go back. I thought these guys was too big for me when it came down to it. So like that's my thing. Like if you have a problem with that with the day before weigh-in and you complain about Devin Haney blowing up to 160 pounds, then you should move down to 135, and then you don't have to deal with that. When it comes to that, stop complaining about those kind of things. You can't do that. It's not fair. Like you agree to a contract weight, and yeah, you agree to a contract weight. The next day, I could come in whatever weight. No rehydration clause, none of that stuff. If you feel like that's the issue, then don't take the fight. Don't talk about it afterwards, after the fact, when he blows up to 160, and then you only blow up to 147.
But isn't there
Don't do
two
that.
sides to
Fair.
that? Isn't there two sides to that? Because I've heard nutritionists and trainers, they'll say, well, if you balloon too much, the fighter himself will say, well, I felt sluggish because I put on too much weight.
Sluggish, yeah. Yeah, you feel sluggish. It's two sides to it. I think it's good where we at right now. I just think that a lot of times people just look too much to make excuses for why they performed a certain way. So if a guy, I blew up too, I had a hard time making 140 pounds. That's why I was so sluggish. So when it came down, it could be so many different reasons, but it's just an excuse. Honestly, like if you fight at 140 and then you make 140 pounds and then you blow to 160 and you dominate, then you dominate. Doesn't better BF do that now at light heavyweight? He weigh in 175 and then he comes in like around 190, 195 or something.
Well,
like
we
that.
haven't had.
No,
I don't think we've gotten official weight from him. That's why. That's the thing. No one. We realize with research that it's the California Commission that asks the fighter to step on a scale the day of the fight. It depends on the commission, or we won't get that, and that's why there's an uproar because you don't normally get same day weigh-ins. But Coach, I won't take you any longer. Please give out your social media. Congratulations again, not only on the wins and the title, but obviously the opportunity to get on one of these Saudi Arabia cards, man, where they're doing some really big things with the heavyweight division.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thanks for your support, Ness. Follow me, guys, on Instagram, Shaun George 101. Easy to find. I appreciate all the support and the help and everything else. Let me know what you think about the fight. Let me know what you think about who Jaleel should fight next, if not Deontay Wilder. I would love to hear from you guys.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The trainer of Wilder-Zhang, the Big Bang, Shaun George. We're going to get back. Family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.